Okay, this is a review of the LittleWolf stun gun as purchased off of Amazon. It's not necessarily an unboxing, but it's pretty much the exact same thing. Alright, it comes in this nifty little semi-hard side, almost like a neoprene covered case. Ta-da! This is what comes. This is how it comes, except when it comes there's a tiny piece of like cellophane plastic over this little holster. We'll get to the holster later. It comes with the charging cord, which apparently this thing has a capacitor, and you charge it up for about 8 to 10 hours on household current, and then it's supposed to be good for a month. But you're supposed to keep it charged, obviously. It's no good if it's dead. These are the imitation taser units. There are contacts on the back. I don't know if you can see that. Inside of here and here. What happens is your stun unit or drive unit, which this is not, this is a taser. When used in contact mode, the spark arcs between here, and it's used as a stun gun. The taser unit, taser being a name brand, just snaps in here. When you're ready to go, you've got your Star Trek phaser. It has 2 switches, one here, which is a 3-position switch, and one here. This is your fire control. This is your function select. So first position, it has an LED light, which, you know, looks kind of janky, but actually is not bad. Second position sounds an alarm. Sounds like a charge up. Third position is your laser aimer thingy. And if you cycle it quickly, it just comes straight on. No big deal. That's my dog freaking out. Again, small charging cable. Now, one thing I don't like, any kind of electronic device, you know that positive negative is important, especially with high voltage. If you don't want to ruin your device, I've got to contact the seller, but this prong has a smooth side and a grooved side. Now, with a lot of these, that is orientation important, because one is positive, one is negative. Now, my unit came fully charged, so I have not plugged it in yet, and I will not plug it in until I get that cleared up with the distributor. Now, if you're going to carry it, I would suggest, if you're going to use this model, get online and find you a decent, like, snap side, hard, Kydex style holster. This isn't bad. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, I've ordered a lot of cheap stuff from China over the years, and this is probably one of the worst holsters ever. That being said, as cheaply made as it is, and things, it actually seems to fit okay. It holds okay until you shake it. See, that's my point. The Velcro actually doesn't completely go around the device, and it is really just super inefficient. Now, I contacted the seller, and I had some questions about it due to the nature of the extremely poorly translated instructions. So I have been informed that if we test it, they will replace the cartridge that we used to test it with. Again, so what I'm going to do here is fire. Now, theoretically, this thing is 80,000 volts. It's just got a little voltage upper in here, and what will happen is the electric current, the electric current between these 2 back electrodes fires a small compressed air charge. The darts come out. They should be coiled up in there. This plastic piece right here will shatter most likely. Then it also has more front contacts. So, like the better known X26, which is 7 to 8 times the price. You can then use it in drive mode where it's just a stun gun, so you don't have to worry about changing your stuff. So we will test this. We'll take it apart, see how it works, and hopefully all is well and this will be a beneficial review. If not, y'all will know exactly how it works. So we will go and do that and see how that works out. Okay, this is our bob target. We're at 6-foot camera range, 10-foot dart range, LittleWolf stun gun, basically an imitation M20 or X26. So I'm going to step back to 10 feet and fire. Firing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it does fire electrically upon ignition. The darts shoot just a little high, it seems. I'm going to go ahead and cut this since we have low battery. We're going to pull the darts and check it, although I will say this thing probably violates federal law because that is more than definitely a gunpowder charge. I can smell the cordite. Unless they change this, it'll probably be classified as a firearm, which sucks. Alright, so they will probably classify this as a firearm because it seems to be fired with gunpowder. Yeah, so I can definitely smell the burn. There was a small amount of smoke. I will take these apart here in a second and show you how they're put together and examine the darts themselves. Okay, this is the final video on the LittleWolf stun gun. So I cut the wires just because it's hard to deal with. I did measure them. One wire was 15 feet, one wire was 17. Odd that they're different lengths. So what we've got is this semi-coated, almost fabric-like wire, 2 weighted probes with barbed, what look like fishhook tips. Alright, these barbs sit down in here. When fired, the electrical contacts fire a small powder charge, which launches this. Now, I don't know, let's see if we can get it in the camera. There's a gap in here, and these wires seem to be rolled or folded in a rectangular fashion down in there so that it unspools when fired. We did cover the fact that this one is gunpowder fired, classifies it as a firearm, and under the Taser legislation, that is not cool. But depending on your locality, it shouldn't make that big of a difference. Now, I did wrap this stuff up on a lighter just to give you scale. Again, 15 to 17 feet of cord. It does shoot a little bit high. These are the probes. One of the guys commented that this thing looked like it was handmade in somebody's garage. One of those is you can actually see that there's steel cable here attached to this thinner what may be steel or aluminum wire, and it's just tied on there with like a double overhand knot. A lot of this thing is put together with hot glue and things of that nature. Just a little more attention to quality on uniformness of the contact points, and just to make it slightly nicer, and they would have a really good product. I'm going to try to get this where it can be seen on camera. Anyway, there's a barb right there. They are plenty sharp. All in all, would I recommend this product? Yes, for the price, with 3 extra cartridges, so grand total of 6 cartridges, which you hope you practice with one and never have to use them again. For $120, there's no confetti that comes out, there's no activation by the company, there's no tracking. Yeah, for the price compared to a $650 X26, I don't need an X26. I don't carry this daily for duty, But if I was a repo man or a paper server or just a woman that did not feel comfortable with firearms in a lethal fashion, like a revolver or something, me personally, I don't mind carrying a pistol. But would I buy this unit? Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would, and I would actually recommend this. Obviously, inspect your cartridges, inspect your unit, make sure you didn't get one of the ones that failed QC. But if you know what you're getting into and it's not an X26, it is probably made by teenagers in China. But for the price point and the performance, I think it is totally worth it. And I'm actually going to get another one for a friend of mine, because my wife has pretty much basically told me this one is hers now. So, LittleWolf Taser style stun gun. We have not done a live test yet. Finding idiots that are willing to get tased just for the hell of it is kind of hard. So there you go. That's a review. We'll try to get this online as soon as possible.